Hello dear students, myself Dr. Navneet Chotani. I welcome you all Vanita Vishram, Innovation and Research Center, SPTMC. Today we are going to learn about the most important topic in organic chemistry, that is aromaticity. So the aromaticity is help us to understand the concept of stability of the molecule, acidity of the proton in the organic molecule, as well as the mechanism in the organic chemistry. So let's begin with today's topic, that is aromaticity. Okay. So the aromatic molecule is benzene. As we know that, so benzene is aromatic in nature, as we all know. Now benzene have a 3 double bond. This is 1, 2 and 3. So the addition reaction is a characteristic reaction of the double bond. If we have cyclohexene, the cyclohexene also have a double bond. Now if we react the cyclohexene with the Br2 in the non-polar solvent like dichloromethane, it's give trans 1,2 dibromocyclohexane. Now it's give the addition reaction. On the other hand, if we react the benzene with the Br2 and the dichloromethane as a solvent, but it not give the reaction. What is the reason behind that? That we are going to discuss in today's lecture. On the other hand, if we react the benzene with Br2, same as a non-polar solvent, in presence of catalyst, the iron can do best and give the substitution reaction, but not addition reaction. So simply here we have hydrogen. That hydrogen is simply substituted by this Br. So here we have replaced this hydrogen by Br positive. This is known as electrophile. That's why this reaction is known as a electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay. So the ability to retain its conjugated cyclic structure in all sort of chemical reaction. That is the important difference between the benzene and normal alkene. So benzene has some extra stability, benzene has some different property than the normal alkene. That's why the benzene is not give the addition reaction, but instead it give the substitution reaction. Now, how the aromaticity, the concept came into the picture. Let's begin with the origin of the aromaticity. If we have the cyclohexene, now if we have carbon double bond carbon, if we treat this alkene with the hydrogen in presence of some catalyst, it's give the saturated molecule alkane, and which is thermodynamically more stable. And this reaction is exothermic in nature. This reaction is exothermic in nature, means the heat is generated during the hydrogenation. So if we calculate the heat of hydrogenation of cyclohexane is about 120 kilojoule per mole. If we calculate the heat of hydrogenation of cyclooctane, and that is about 96 kilojoule per mole inverse. The same way if we calculate for cyclooctatetraene, and this is about 410 kilojoule per mole. Now, if we calculate the heat of hydrogenation of benzene, it is only about 208 kilojoule per mole inverse. Now, it is expected to be 360 kilojoule per mole inverse from the heat of hydrogenation of cyclohexene. But we only get the energy is about 208 kilojoule per mole inverse. It means that the energy that is obtained during the heat of hydrogenation of benzene is 150.6 kilojoule per mole inverse less than that we would expected, that is 360. What is the reason? As we can predict that benzene is a cyclic and conjugated structure. The same, the cyclooctatetraene is also cyclic and conjugated structure. Cyclooctatetraene has a more number of pi bond. It should be more stable than the benzene, but this is not the case. Okay, so let's discuss what is the reason behind that. Now for that we have to discuss about the force circle diagram. Now this is a force circle diagram of cyclic structure. It is only applicable for the monocyclic structure. Now the few points we have to discuss here. In the force circle diagram, there is always one molecular orbital is always lie at the lower in energy, because at least there is a one orbital where all the p orbital is combines in one phase. That's why there is a one orbital, we specially call as a molecular orbital, is always lie in the lower energy. Okay. In case of even number of atom, there always be a one orbital which is high in energy. In case of odd number of the atom, we have degenerate molecular orbital in the high in energy. Clear? So here we must have all the atom which is identical, and most probably all atoms should be carbon atom. So this is called force circle diagram. So we should have to keep the monocyclic structure in this circle in a such a way that one of the apex of the cyclic structure at the downward to this circle. That means one orbital is always lower in energy. Now if we calculate the energy of molecular orbital of benzene and cyclooctatetraene. Now this is the structure of benzene which having the 6 pi electron, and this is the structure of cyclooctatetraene which have 8 pi electron system. Now we have to fill all the 6 electron in the molecular orbital diagram. So we have 6 pi electron. This is a lower in energy, so 2 electron fill here. Now according to the Hund rule, we have to fill 1 electron here, singly occupy first, then the pairing is taken place. So 1 electron here, then the 5th, then the 6th. Now if you clearly observe all the 6 electron present in the bonding molecular orbital. Now if we have the force circle diagram, there is a diameter. The orbital that lie on the diameter is known as a non-bonding molecular orbital. Here is a non-bonding molecular orbital. Below this diameter is a bonding molecular orbital. And above this diameter, we have anti-bonding molecular orbital. Anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now in case of benzene, all the 6 pi electron present in the bonding molecular orbital. Now, in case of cyclooctatetraene, we have to fill the 8 electron in the molecular orbital diagram. So 2 electron in the lowering energy. Then the next higher energy, we fill 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Now we have remained 2 electron. Now this 2 electron we have to fill according to the Hund rule. That means each electron is occupied in the each orbital. That 1 is here and 1 here. If you observe here, this 2 electron that is present in the non-bonding molecular orbital. So the cyclooctatetraene is not form a closed cell structure like benzene. If we want to form a closed cell structure, we have to add here electron or we have to remove this electron. Then and then we can able to form a closed cell structure of cyclooctatetraene. This is a benzene which is planar in nature. It has 6 pi electron which is in conjugation, and we all know the benzene is aromatic in nature. Now cyclooctatetraene. It has 8 pi electron system, but it is a non-planar. It is a non-planar. But as we discussed earlier, if we remove the 2 electron, if we add the 2 electron, the cyclooctatetraene is also form a planar structure. Now, this cyclooctatetraene is non-planar. It is adopt a structure like tub shape. If you clearly observe here, the bond length of this double bond and the bond length of the single bond, it is not same. It is not same here. That means there is a no overlapping between the orbital of single bond and the pi bond. That means there is no conjugation in the cyclooctatetraene. But if we observe this molecule, we can say that there is a conjugation, but actually there is no conjugation in cyclooctatetraene. So if we add the 2 electron in the cyclooctatetraene, we get the structure like this. Now this structure, this dianion, has a closed shell structure, and now it's become planar. Similarly, if we remove the 2 electron, now from the dication, this dication and dianion both are planar structure, while cyclooctatetraene is not a planar structure because it is not from a closed shell structure. If we add the 2 electron, the molecular orbital diagram is from the closed shell structure. If we remove the 2 electron and from the dication is also similar from a closed shell structure. For the aromaticity, molecule must be a cyclic and molecule must have uninterrupted pi electron cloud. Uninterrupted pi electron cloud above and below the plane. So this is my planar structure. Now above this plane and below the plane we have p orbital. So lobe of the p orbital, one lobe is above the plane and one lobe is below the plane. And this p orbital is in overlapping with the pi bond as well as single bond. That's why the molecule is in conjugation. Okay. Now the second rule, this pi electron must contain odd number of pair of electron. Means it's follow the 4n plus 2 pi electron system. Must have odd number of pair of electron. In the simple words, we can say that molecule must be cyclic, it must be planar, it must have uninterrupted pi electron cloud, that is above and below the plane. And the most important criteria for the aromaticity, that is it must have odd number of pair of electron. Another word we can say that it must contain the 4n plus 2 pi electron system. Now for the simplicity we can say that what is Huckel rule? It must be cyclic, molecule must be cyclic. Now we discuss here for the molecule that we know benzene is aromatic in nature. The benzene is cyclic in nature. It must be planar. Benzene is also planar in nature. It must have extended conjugation. This is most important. It must have extended conjugation. If I draw the molecule like this, now this molecule is cyclic, this molecule is planar, but this molecule does not contain the extended conjugation because in the conjugation we have sp3 carbon. This carbon is sp3. But for the aromaticity, all the carbon must be sp2 hybridized or sp hybridized. So in between the conjugation, whenever there is a sp3 hybridized carbon, we immediately cancel out this is not aromatic in nature. Because now this sp3 carbon is interrupt the cyclic conjugation. Now it must have uninterrupted pi electron cloud and it must contain the 4n plus 2 pi electron system. Here n may be a full number. So if we check whether this molecule is follow all the rule or not. So benzene is cyclic, yes it is cyclic. Benzene is planar, yes it is planar. Because all the 6 carbon is sp2 hybridized and we know that sp2 hybridized carbon is planar in nature. Now third rule we are going to apply, that is extended conjugation. Yes, benzene has extended conjugation. If this bond falls here, this bond falls here, this bond falls here. That means the benzene has extended conjugation. Now we have to check whether it's contained the 4n plus 2 pi electron system or not. Now benzene is having a 6 pi electron. If we count this pi bond having the 2 electron, 2 electron, 2 electron. That means it's contained the 6 pi electron. Now we have to put here whether it's contained the 4n plus 2 pi electron system or not. So if we put the n value 1, then 1, 4 into 1 plus 2, so it contains the 6 pi electron. That's why benzene has also followed the 4n plus 2 pi electron system. That's why the benzene is aromatic in nature due to the Huckel rule, because benzene is followed all the Huckel rules. Okay, so keep remember these 4 rules. Molecule must be cyclic, must be planar, it must have extended conjugation, it must have uninterrupted conjugation, and that conjugation must contain the 6 pi electron system, or we can say that it must contain the odd number of pi electron pair. Now another molecule that we can call as a anti-aromatic. So molecule must be cyclic. I written the cyclobutadiene, which is anti-aromatic in nature. Now we have to check the rule for the cyclobutadiene. Molecule is cyclic? Yes, it is cyclic in nature. It is planar? Yes, molecule is planar because all the carbon is again is sp2 hybridized. It also has extended conjugation, but the molecule having the 4n pi system. Now if we count the electron system here, so this pi electron gives the 1 electron, 2 electron. This pi bond is also give the 2 electron. That means it's contain the 4 pi system. If we put the n value 1, then 4 into 1. So it is 4. That means it follow the cyclic rule, follow the planar, it has extended conjugation, but it contain the 4n pi system instead of 4n plus 2 pi system. That's why cyclobutadiene is anti-aromatic in nature. It is a anti-aromatic. Okay, so only difference between the aromatic and anti-aromatic is this rule. Aromatic contain the 4n plus 2 pi electron system, while anti-aromatic contain the 4n pi system. Now what is called molecule is non-aromatic? If the molecule is not cyclic, this molecule, the molecule is not cyclic, that's why it is a non-aromatic in nature. So the aromaticity is a special property of cyclic molecule only. Okay, the aromaticity is not used for the acyclic molecule. Clear? Now, again we are going to discuss about the cyclooctatetraene. Cyclooctatetraene is a non-planar in nature because it's adopt the structure like tub shape. Now, if we add the 2 electron means reduction, it's give dianion. Now we have to count whether it's follow the Huckel rule or not. It's cyclic? Yes, it is cyclic in nature. It is planar? Now it is planar, as we discussed earlier. It is planar. Dianion as well as dication both are planar in nature. Now it is extended conjugation? Yes, it has extended conjugation because this negative charge is also part of the conjugation. Now we have to check whether this molecule contain 4n plus 2 pi system or 4n pi system. Now we have to count the number of electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Means 10 pi electron system. That's why it is aromatic in nature. Similarly, the dication is also cyclic. It is planar. It has extended conjugation because this positive charge and this pi bond, this positive charge and this pi bond are in conjugation. That's why this dication is also follow the Huckel rule. It is also aromatic in nature. It is also aromatic in nature, but it contains the 6 pi electron system. So it is aromatic in nature. So if we have cyclooctatetraene is a non-aromatic in nature due to the non-planarity. But if we form the dianion by reduction, it's follow the Huckel rule. That's why it is aromatic in nature. If we oxidize the cyclooctatetraene, give the dication, now it also follow the Huckel rule. and having the 6 pi electron system. That's why it is a aromatic in nature. Now, as I discussed here earlier, the cyclobutadiene is follow the Huckel rule, but it does not contain the 4n plus 2 pi electron system, but it's contain the 4n pi system. That's why it is a anti-aromatic in nature. Benzene, we all know it is aromatic in nature because it's cyclic, planar, extended conjugation and 4n plus 2 pi electron system. That's why the benzene is aromatic in nature. And the cyclooctatetraene is cyclic, but it is not planar, but it adopts the structure like tub shape. That's why it is a non-aromatic in nature. Now, if you have cyclopropane, now I carry out the reaction of deprotonation. Simply, if I react with the base, so base abstract the proton from here. We have 2 proton here. So base abstract the proton here. We get the positive charge here. Now, if you see this cyclopropenyl cation, whether it is follow the Huckel rule or not. Now, it is cyclic. It is planar. Now, it has extended conjugation because this pi bond and this positive charge is in conjugation. Clear? Now, we have to count whether it is follow the 4n plus 2 pi electron system or not. If we put the n value 0 here, student may have misconcept the n is value of ring. No, n is a whole number. You can put 0, 1, 2, 3, any whole number. So if you put the n value 0 here, then the value comes to be 2. So it's 2 pi system. Yes, it's follow the 4n plus 2 pi system. That's why it is a aromatic in nature. So this cyclopropenyl cation is aromatic in nature. On the other hand, cyclopropenyl anion, whether it is aromatic, non-aromatic or anti-aromatic. Okay. Now it is cyclic, it is planar. It has extended conjugation, but it follows the 4n pi system. Why? Count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pi system. So cyclopropenyl anion is a 4 pi system. So 4 pi system is anti-aromatic in nature. That's why it is a anti-aromatic. So cation is aromatic, but anion is anti-aromatic in nature. Yeah. So here this 3 structure is a resonating structure of cyclopropenyl cation. Okay. So this positive charge is delocalized on all these 3 carbon. Now this 2 molecule, cycloheptatetraene, it is a non-aromatic in nature. As I told you earlier, in case of conjugation, all the carbon must be sp2 or sp hybridized. But here in case of cycloheptatetraene, this carbon is sp3 hybridized. So that interact the conjugation. That's why it is a non-aromatic in nature. It is a non-aromatic in nature. This cyclopentadiene, this molecule is also contain this sp3 hybridized carbon. So that sp3 hybridized carbon, as we know that sp3 hybridized carbon is non-planar, but sp2 hybridized and sp hybridized, they are planar. So that sp3 hybridized carbon is also interrupt this pi electron cloud. That's why it is a not aromatic, or we can say non-aromatic in nature. Now another kind of aromatic compound, this is known as a quasi-aromatic compound. So quasi-aromatic means the molecule is polar, and when the molecule becomes polar, it is aromatic in nature. Okay, if you have this kind of molecule, if we add the HBr, hydroboric acid, okay, now this lone pair is take the proton here and become protonate. Now negative charge is generated here. We might think that this kind of reaction is taken place in this molecule, but this is not a case. Now if we add the HBr in this molecule, it's protonated first, but this positive charge is now stable here because this molecule cyclopropenyl cation is aromatic in nature. That's why this molecule is stable in the ionic form, and this Br minus is stabilize this positive charge. This molecule is known as a quasi-aromatic in nature. Similarly, this molecule, if we add the perchloric acid here, this perchloric acid gives the proton and protonate this oxygen and stable in the ionic form, and that's why this become aromatic in nature. Now this molecule is aromatic in nature because it is a cyclic planar and it's follow the 4n+2 pi electron system. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi electron system is aromatic in nature. So this molecule is stable in the ionic form, or we can say polar form. That's why it is a aromatic in nature. So all these two molecules is known as a quasi-aromatic compound. Now another kind of aromatic compound is homoaromatic compound. Okay, what is homoaromatic compound? It's transit to non-aromatic to the aromatic. If you have cyclooctatetraene, if I treated this cyclooctatetraene with the acid, now the protonation is taking place here. Now, if you observe this molecule, there is sp3 carbon. There is sp3 carbon, which is a non-planar in nature. But what we need the extended conjugation. Now this molecule, this carbon become out of the plane like this. Now this pi bond, this positive charge, this pi bond and this pi bond is in conjugation. So conjugation is there. Only this carbon is become out of plane. But in the plane there is a conjugation. So this kind of molecule is known as a homoaromatic. Okay, that we discussed earlier, the molecular orbital description of benzene, cyclopentadiene, cyclobutadiene. Okay, benzene have a 6 pi electron system and all the 6 pi electron present in the bonding molecular orbital. In cyclopentadiene cation, if you see here, it is anti-aromatic in nature, having the 4 pi system, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to fill the 4 pi electron. So 2 electron in the lower energy and 1 electron each in the 2 non-bonding molecular orbital. And that's why it is a paramagnetic in nature. This is a dimagnetic in nature. Whenever the molecule having unpaired electron, which is known as a paramagnetic in nature. That's why this molecule is EPR active. If we observe the molecular orbital diagram of cyclopentadiene anion, now it having the 6 pi electron system. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi electron. All the 6 pi electron present in the bonding molecular orbital and having the closed cell structure. That's why it is aromatic in nature and is also diamagnetic. This cyclobutadiene, which is anti-aromatic in nature, having the 4 pi system. So we have to fill the 4 pi electron in the molecular orbital diagram of the cyclobutadiene. So what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 unpaired electron present in the cyclobutadiene. Clear? That's why it is also EPR active and it is a paramagnetic in nature. Okay. So this is called fused compound. Naphthalene is aromatic in nature because it is cyclic planar. Having the extended conjugation is for the 4n+2 pi electron system. That's why naphthalene, phenanthrene, even the chrysene is also aromatic in nature. So many of the heterocyclic molecules are also aromatic in nature because also follow the Huckel rule, like pyridine, pyrrole, furan and thiophene. Okay, and that we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay, thank you very much all of you.